Welcome to What's Best Forum's Masters and Makers interview series. I'm Ron Resnick. Today I am delighted that we are meeting Anette Askvik, an artist, composer, and producer based in Oslo, Norway. Annette, great to see you.
Very nice to see you too, Ron.
In 2011, Spotify was just getting going in the States and was not really a big thing yet. Streaming had not really caught on in a big way. And at the same time, the legacy record label industry model was kind of in decline. Against that backdrop, what was your strategy and thinking in launching your own record label, Bird Records, to release your very first album in 2011, Liberty?
I don't think I really had so much of a strategy back then. Yeah, it kind of just happened that way because I was talking or I was meeting up with one big label and they kind of wanted to do things another way. Yeah, it just made more sense to just do it by myself. Yeah.
Would you have actually preferred to have started your career in an earlier era during the traditional record label model where all you would have had to worry about is getting some A&R executive to sign you after seeing you at a club or a concert performance?
I do prefer to sing and to write music and to be creative, and to not have to worry about everything. But at the same time, I also really enjoy to be able to, decide everything and to not have anyone to tell me what to do because I'm not very good at that. So so that's kind of perfect.
In this era of streaming, how do you promote your albums?
I mean, I don't think about it that so much, that how to promote my albums. I feel that what's happening at the moment is that we're just bombarded wherever we go. So it doesn't really make sense to just scream louder because everyone is screaming and it's very noisy. So yeah, I just kind of go with whatever happens, go with the flow kind of.
What was it like growing up in Stavanger with long, dark, gray winters, and according to ChatGPT, possibly not seeing clear sunlight for weeks at a time? By, by, by,
Yeah.
by Southern California snowflake standards, that would be very depressing.
Yeah, I guess when you're little, you don't really question that. You just go with whatever is happening, and you're like, yeah, this is normal. And it's also very sunny when I mean, in the summers, the sun is up all the time, so you get that too. But yeah, it's a little gray over there, but but it's also very beautiful. Yeah, the nature is really nice.
How did growing up around all that nature in Stavanger influence your songwriting?
I really love to be in nature, anywhere. It's pretty magical. Yeah, I love to be near the ocean and in the woods. Yeah, it's very inspiring.
Well, nature continued to be a source of inspiration for you as late as the end of December 2023 on Liden Afsna. Do you think nature will always be your primary source, or do you think new subjects will inspire you for future albums?
I definitely think nature will always inspire me because it's what we are. We are nature, so how can it not be inspiring?
Do you generally write your lyrics first and the music comes later, or do you tend to write both at the same time?
Yeah, that's different. Sometimes it comes together, and sometimes the lyrics comes first, sometimes melody comes first. It's very, very different.
How do your lyrics typically come to you? Is for you songwriting a conscientious, deliberate process, as in you like sit down at a desk with a clean sheet of paper, or do your lyrics come to you at various times and places when you're out and about?
I don't really so much sit at the desk, but I could be sitting at the floor or under the table. It could be anywhere, but often it's when I'm not really thinking about it, but I'm more just, I mean, often I do just close my eyes and I just sit there and then just turn off the thoughts and then it comes often.
In your album Multiverse, you incorporated sounds recorded by NASA in space.
Yeah.
The beginning of Nattensur sounds a little bit to me like a sound bath. What prompted you to blend these space sounds into your music?
I was so fascinated when I found these sounds because at the time I didn't know, like, I guess everything is sound because everything is like waves, even though we can't hear it, it's sound. So the sounds that are recorded by NASA, we can't really hear, but they made it so that we can hear them because our range is so very small. When I heard them, I was, yeah, I was so fascinated. And I didn't think it was real. I thought it was just, you know, something that they made or something. And I found out it's actually real. And yeah, I was just sitting and listening to them because I found them so peaceful and calming. And then melodies just came from that. So I just made melodies on top of the sounds. So yeah, that was really, or still, I still do it. I think it's so nice.
What was your inspiration for the track Liberty?
That was quite a long time ago since I wrote Liberty. I remember that I was up, I don't do this so often, but I wrote it in the middle of the night. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was this feeling that I sadly often have because the world is a little mad, or we the human race is mad and all the things that we do to each other. I cannot remember exactly what it was.
In that track, who or what are you saying has disappointed us?
We are getting so intelligent, but we're not very smart. So we should be we should yeah, learn to be smart enough to use our intelligence in a good way that serves us, like ourselves and each other. That's the disappointment.
In the beginning of the track Liberty, there's a sound that sounds to me like a rusty spring expanding or a creaky old door opening. What is that sound effect?
That is the pedal of the grand piano. That was Julia who did that. I think, or maybe she was also inside and, you know, I cannot remember. Oh, I have to go back to see what exactly you mean.
In the beginning, there's that kind of slow, creaky, creaky sound. I've always been fascinated to know what was that? What is your track Bring Her Home really about?
It kind of, growing up in a very protected kind of environment and not really knowing how crazy the world is out there, and to kind of starting to discover that.
I interpreted it to be about a girl who got lost in the forest, or fell in with the wrong crowd, or maybe even got kidnapped.
It's also about, how we are so we just imitate each other and we just do what everyone else does, kind of. It's what we also do. I mean, we're free in our individual ways in a way, if we want to. Maybe we don't know that we're not all the time. It's kind of this wanting to choose for herself, but then it's she kind of can't. And so it's this, you want to choose yourself or you want them to choose for you, kind of.
Who were your favorite bands growing up?
Oh, my music taste was not so advanced when I grew up. What did I listen to? I mean, oh, I did discover Mari Boine at when I was pretty little, and that was because one of her songs came into this absolute music compilations. Yeah, in the teens, I listened to, Celine Dion, Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls.
Nirvana, Green Day, they were popular late 90s, early 2000s.
Not so much. They just didn't enter my, no one showed it to me until later, of course. Then yeah, that was a big discovery when I was like in my 20s and I was like, whoa, there's so much music that I haven't heard. Or maybe a little earlier. Before then, yeah. So that was great to discover all this music.
Who were your biggest musical influences growing up?
That's always hard. Maybe the trees and the waves.
Is there a musical influence of yours that people would not expect?
I really do like a lot of different kinds of music. It kind of goes in periods. Like at the moment, I live in the city and I don't want to be in the city. I want to be like in the woods or something. So therefore, I just listen to really calm music to kind of, because it's so noisy out there. When I have been in very calm places and been surrounded by a lot of nature, then I can listen to very noisy music. And that's fine because then I have like this quiet space, so it makes sense.
Who are two or three of your favorite female voices of all time, whether alive or dead?
Oh, these questions are so hard. I don't know if I can pick just three voices that I really like. There are so many.
Do you have to tell
I
me a
just
few?
hear people every day and I'm like, whoa, there are so many beautiful voices.
What do you think of Whitney Houston's voice?
Oh, well, excellent. Yeah. And and then I hear folk singers and I hear all these different styles and ways of singing, and as long as it's real, when it touches me, it doesn't have to be pretty. It can be really raw as long as it's honest and it can scratch, it can be whatever as long as it's really
Who's an example of an artist whose work really touches you emotionally?
so many. Joni Mitchell, I've listened to her a lot, and also because of the lyrics. I really like her lyrics a lot. And Leonard Cohen, I also listen a lot to his lyrics. And with the voices, I mean, probably a lot of singers that I don't know the name of because they're not famous, they're not well known, and I've just maybe heard it and I don't know even what their names are. So the people that really have touched me lately, yeah, I don't know what their names are. Folk singers and
Do you like Sarah McLachlan's work?
yeah, yeah. It's a long time since I listened to her, but yes.
What do you think of Stevie Nicks, the lead female vocalist in the group Fleetwood Mac?
Oh my God, yeah, love it.
How do you prepare mentally before going on stage? Or are you just so used to performing that you could have an argument with the Uber driver and brush it off and walk right onto stage and start singing?
I've always been very nervous when going on stage. I think it's very scary. I've always had this that I want to hide as well as I want to share what I have to say. Both of these are going on stage together. It have helped to practice to sit still and just shut off the thoughts, when you can just tell them to shut the fuck up.
Do you deliberately have a period of relaxation or meditation before you go on stage?
It's a long time actually since I did a lot of concerts, but yes, I do that.
What is more fun for you, studio recording or singing to an audience?
For a long time it's been studio, but now I'm planning to do concerts again or to perform before an audience, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I hope my answer soon will be both.
What's the difference in how you prepare your voice for a recording session versus how you prepare for a concert performance?
Well, when I work with the studio, I record my singing myself. So I just do it whenever I want, and I don't always prepare so much. I just sit down when I'm inspired and I use how much time I want.
Do you feel more emotionally engaged when you sing in English or when you sing in Norwegian?
I don't feel any difference. Emotionally, it's the same, I feel.
Very few artists seem to care about the recording quality or the final sound quality of their recordings. How did you come to care about the sound quality of your recordings?
The first record I worked with Øystein Sevåg, who produced the album and mixed it. And he cared a lot, which was great. I think there was a lot of things that I wouldn't have thought of. It was my first album, and it was a lot of things that I didn't know. I learned a lot of things from him and the way that he was doing everything, like so carefully, spending so much time on all these small details. So from there, it was natural to care about these things because of him.
So his recording process had a sensitivity to audiophile sound quality from the beginning.
Yeah,
Do you know why you and he prefer to record in digital rather than in analog?
that was just what he was doing or is doing. It's what I do too. I guess it's more convenient.
Is there anything he and you do specially that makes your digital recording sound so good?
Thank you. Well, we didn't think that, oh, we're going to make a record that is going to be an audiophile record. I cared about my songs, and he cared about the recording and to make it sound as good as possible. And he do record in a high quality. It's just a lot of things that has to be right in a way and to not kind of take any shortcuts.
Have you and your recording engineer ever thought about going total audiophile purist and minimalist and just singing into a vintage Neumann tube microphone and recording to half-inch or 1-inch reel-to-reel analog tape?
No, haven't considered that, but you have to write that down. I can't remember all that, all what you said. Sounds fun.
Have you ever thought about releasing your albums on reel-to-reel tape?
I haven't considered it, but you think I should?
Audiophiles would love that.
Okay.
Tape is enjoying a resurgence.
I'll look into that maybe.
For your personal listening enjoyment at home, do you like jazz or classical or rock?
Well, at the moment, I prefer dead silence. That's my favorite listening at the moment, and it's been for a very long time, and I'm sure it will be for a very long time. So at the moment, I people in the house here, they're like, "Oh, she's here. We can't listen to anything." Or very quiet music.
What kind of stereo do you have at home?
I have a Technics record player, and I have a Hegel amplifier, and I have Kef speakers.
Oh, Kef speaker, sure, sure.
Although I never listen to it, or not so often, very, very, very seldom, just because at the moment I don't listen so much to music.
Well, it's your job every day, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I used to think that if I shoveled snow for a living, the last thing I'd want to do on vacation is go skiing.
Well, I don't have it quite like that because I would like to do music all the time besides listening to the silence.
Are there any artists you'd like to collaborate with?
Oh, lots. Many.
If you could just pick one or two and write them and they'd say, sure, who would you most like to collaborate with?
Bjork,
Hmm.
Jacob Collier, Marie Boine, Aurora.
Is that something you try to work on? Do you contact these other artists and suggest you work together?
No, I haven't done that. All the names I mentioned now are pretty big artists, and but yeah, maybe at some point.
What is next for you professionally? Are you working on a new album, a new tour?
Yeah, I'm working on a new album. I'm very excited. And also planning to do concerts again.
Does the new album music take you in a different direction, or is it similar to the work you've done before?
It's a little hard to say quite yet. I always think that it's a little different than before. And then I don't know how different it ends up being. I mean, I feel that my albums are quite different. So yeah, kind of different, I would say.
This has been great, Annette. Thank you so much for taking the time.
So nice to meet you, Ron. Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this interview, please kindly click like and subscribe to my What's Best Forum YouTube channel. And please go out and buy Annette's amazing albums.